things that you use?
So, in order to make additional contribution to that, mine is about strategy. This thing is about strategy. The strategy in business, the business strategy. And we, from what we saw in the dictionary, like we said earlier on, uh, this strategy is something. Is a military terminology, meaning outwitting, to trick the other opponent so that you can be able to either capture, to be able to maneuver and things like that. But then in business, this is part of the strategy. It's not as if you are just tricking your customer to take your customers to take advantage of them. No, this is business. You brought your money for an investment. You put it in business in anticipation to getting profit. So how are you going to get that profit from the raw materials you bought and then you want to turn it into finished products? So you apply some strategy. After that, you sit down and see the cost of how much is invested, how much has to go there in terms of carriage, transport, utilities, and the rest. Before you now know the actual price unitarily, the unit price of the product you put out there in the market.
It's a very good one. You see, what this term that you just use, strategy, is close to what I call techniques. Because in society where we live today, you don't just come and use word connotatively most times before people.
Okay.
They will not understand it. Some will take it literally as a dictionary meaning. They were like, what do you mean by tricks? Do you want to exploit me?
And why some will take it on
That's what I'm saying. So I think let us just we should find ways because of the society we are living.
Okay.
To come
Now,
to terms which
now,
can go down with everybody.
there is a word generally, mostly in our Nigerian context about you trick me in this business and that. So how can you identify or how can you explain to the public in order for the client to know that this man or this woman tricked me in this business, or to quickly identify that the system that this person is going is by a way of tricking him. So how can you explain to the public for you to identify this so that you cannot enter the wrong hand? In this context, I'll rather, because it's not for the customer, the clients to know. It's for you, the business owner or the business person. So for me, I'll, instead of using the word trick, I'll use secret, business secret. Because it should not get out of your office. That business trick, that word should not even get out of your office or your marketplace.
Yeah.
Because the person will now, maybe you just have one lost customer. You just, even if the price is normal, the person, okay, I could have gotten it at a lesser amount, or maybe if you have, the only way to win the person, but maybe if you have superior customer care. So that is just.
Mr. Sugo,
Yes, please.
I just want to ask you a question, so that you can clear, the public. Now, we have a legal firm. You understand me?
Yeah.
The only thing that it does is that they only type. Maybe if you go to them, you say, "I have a case." Now, somebody charge you. It's just a civil case. Let's take an example, a civil case. Somebody charge you 1 million. Why the same job? The other person can charge you 100K. That is 100,000. So, can you tell me that the other person that charge you 1 million, does it trick you? But it's the same thing.
I wouldn't say that was a trick intentionally to maybe take advantage of you. You see, it's a place value. This person, I'm not a lawyer anyway, but we're talking business here.
It cuts across.
Yes.
It cuts across.
Yes. So this person places value on himself and knows his profession. He knows what he is doing. And he has to know the value of what is going to deliver, what the customer wants. There are other people out there who just want to give whatever you have, bring. And then you bring your 100,000 naira and they collect it. And meanwhile, my job, my service, the quality of my service that I'm going to render is something that is encapsulated within ₦1 million. So I have to go for ₦1 million. So I have to place that. This is something that the other person will have to compare. You have to also weigh your pocket, see the quality of service delivery, and be able to
Okay,
pay for it.
okay, Mr. Smart. Uh, okay, let me give you an example so that you can, clear the public. Since we are not going deeply into a service of a legal person in your
To not
business.
personalize it.
Yes. Okay. Now let's take an example. We have a Toyota product. Let's say we have a Versa 2023 model.
Okay.
So you go to this particular car stand and they told you that this vehicle is 5.3 million naira.
Okay.
Then you go to another place and they tell you the same quality, no different thing, no addition. They told you that this vehicle is 20 million.
Okay.
What can you say about that?
Sincerely speaking, just as Mr. Suko said, in business, Mr. A plays value to himself, but at which percentage? Mr. B also plays value to himself, at which percentage? Each business person know what he or she can deliver. I know his target market. You know the type of client that he has, people that patronizes. So if you go to his place, if you go to a place today, I need a car that will serve me for 6 years. Let's give you the car. This car serve you for 6 years. A trust between you and that car seller has been developed. So tomorrow, if you go to that place again, I need a car. If the person tell you 17 million naira, why other people are offering you 14 million? Because of the service they render to you in the past, which you enjoyed, you go for the car if you have the money. So not just to buttress what he has said before, I think it's just about value.
Okay. You are
Sorry, don't forget that prestige also counts.
okay.
Then the location also counts.
Okay.
For instance, somebody just keeps a Venza car, as you are talking about, 2023 model or whatever, in say close to a bus stop at Rumola
Yes.
for sale.
Yes.
And somebody in Jerry has a very enclosed car stand with air conditioned, serene environment, and the car is just there. Sometimes it's decorated in suits, all right, and it goes for 20 million. And then somebody just have the same make of car out there on the street, and then put a jerry can, maybe to signify for sale. So how will you price that? So you cannot afford to pay the same price to a highbrow area, and considering your person also.
You, you know, uh, Mr. Smart was talking about, the percentage, you understand, at
Yes.
which you increase your own price.
Yes.
At what percentage? So that means we need to talk about that percentage. Mr. Smart, how do you,
Mr. Jaffet, rather.
no,
Okay.
I still am
All
asking the
right.
question
All
again.
right.
So how do you equate a particular percentage if the person has gone beyond the level you're supposed to increase your own price?
Sincerely speaking, you don't tell a businessman how he or she will does his business. So whichever way the person decide to do his business, but the only thing in business is that trust must be maintained always, so that they can always come back.
Okay.
Because if somebody come to your business place today, you give the person the best of service, what he or she wanted, there is this tendency that definitely the person will come back. It's like Oliver Twist. You also ask for more.
One thing is you have to know that you have products and you have services. Services and ideas, those are the things that you cannot actually place this thing on ceiling budget. But if it's product, you know that this product sells for this particular, you can only mark it up. You can't mark it up above a particular price range. But if it's for service, somebody can. I remember somebody told me of Nikon Noga Hilti when they were registering that business. They said they collected 200 and something million for things that people collect about 120 to 250,000.
Okay.
The lawyers were happy, Nakon Noga were happy, everybody. NGOs were happy. So at the end of the day, find that I remember there was a case of I went to somebody to one of the first one at this city center, and when we went there, they told us that each one plate is 1,000 naira. Well, no, the guy said, "Okay, bring it." When they brought it, the guy couldn't believe it, but we ate. In fact, as we were eating, the guy was shouting, "Is this 1,000 naira? Is this 1,000 naira?" Even after we left. And I knew that. So you understand, you have to understand all these things.
That is, it was expressing dissatisfaction.
Dissatisfaction. He was so angry.
Yes, it was expressing dissatisfaction. Well, maybe because of the quantity or in terms of service delivery, the environment also counts. The source of supply, like the car is trying to refer to, the source for which that person got may not be the source for which I got. I got my own directly from the manufacturers. I brought it. I don't want any dust to touch it all. So I put it in an enclosed environment. So I didn't keep it by the roadside only to place the return on it and say it's for sale. But this person that now sees and places that value on himself, okay, how can I pick a car from the street? Rather, let me go to a major car stand. He comes and then say, look, this car is 40 million. I can afford to buy for 30 million. I go.
Well, meaning that if you look deeply, you'll find out that there is an element of exploitation in that particular business. Because
what business does not have
There's
exploit?
no business without exploit.
What business does not have exploit?
No, what you are
no,
saying,
no,
it
no,
depends
no,
where
no,
it depends where you go for
Yes,
to get an item. Somebody who lives in Kyo can get a Fendia at 2,000 naira. That particular item can be gotten at 10,000 naira at Peter Road. It depends on the location.
okay,
Yes.
so
You wanted to say something?
so the location determine
Yes,
what you pay for.
yes, of course.
And sometimes you have the different classes of customers.
Yes,
Is it
of
so?
course, yeah.
So some people can come in and say this thing is just say, are you sure this thing is really? Until you mark it up to a very, very.
And there is even this ego thing of a thing.
Yes.
There is ego of a thing. Somebody will say, where do you have buy? Say, I bought it. Why will you go to Dio? Why will you go to that place and get? My friend, let's go to GRA and pick that stuff. But it's the same item.
And most times too, there is a misconception about the pricing. Somebody looks at this thing is 2,500 naira. The same thing is sold for somewhere for 5,000 naira. So this person, that the customer that comes to buy, he looks at 2,500 naira worth of the same product and say, maybe because this one is not the original. Because the other one is 5,000 naira. He places value on the 5,000 naira, though it's the same product.
Even some of the sellers does it. Something, the one that is better, they will tell you a very low amount. The one that is inferior to the other, when I tell you a bigger. So before you know, say, I prefer that one that is 5,000 because even we believe that the quality of the
Anything that
material
is expensive
is proportional to the pricing.
Okay. Thank you very much for today. Um, we are talking about trick
Yes.
as a profit in business. As we are discussing, maybe the next episode we will talk about exploitation. If exploitation is also among the business strategy or the profit in the business.
Thank you very much.
very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Thank you for
See you
having
next
us.
time.
Thank you.